All right, well, as we close out Wi-Fi PM here today, a very important news announcement for daters out there. A new report from the Federal Trade Commission found that romance scams has skyrocketed, with more than 21,000 people reporting them in 2018. The report shows that Americans have lost a total of $143 million in these scams, which is more than any other type of consumer fraud reported.
I hope you're safe out there, Zach, when you're on. Are
No
you
one's ever
blushing
safe.
when you're on Hinge and Bumble?
If one thing this report goes to show you is that no one is ever safe, and you can trust and love no one.
I just love how we can put a whole new spin on Nigerian prince.
I found a whole bunch of money. But that's the tricky part here, though, right? I mean, as people more and more move to these dating apps, it's kind of a question of, is this happening more because you have more crooks out there, or is this happening more because people are more likely to meet someone on a dating app?
No, I think look, I think this is one of those like crimes of opportunity, right? It's like when people used to call older people and say like, oh, like it's
You're
me,
ripe
your
for
grandson,
it.
right? And try to steal away some of their pension checks and things like that. I mean, hey, dating apps have made it. You've broadened your net of people that they feel are probably lonely and sad
just
and
shocking,
are
though.
willing to send them money.
The median loss for a victim who was I guess swindled in this case was $2,600 in 2018.
Wow.
It seems like a lot of money to be spending on a stranger. I don't even want to buy dinner.
I'd love to see like true identity installed in some of these platforms. I know that just as Facebook went away from it, these platforms don't want to because it kind of locks down your ability to onboard people quickly. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fraud on there, and I think the fraud eventually cuts into people's willingness to engage.
Yeah.
And we're going to see a tipping point at some point where it'll be more efficient for these platforms to cut down on the fraud by instituting a little bit more friction than it will be losing people's confidence in wasting time trying to sort through the fraud.
Absolutely. And we've seen a lot of companies try and focus in on that, but clearly a long way to go. All right, Lee Drogan, thank you so much for joining us for the hour. Christian Myers, thank you as always.
Of course.